Adapting to changes in climate is something we already know how to do.
In the cold weather, we put on our coats. And when it gets warmer, we put them away.
For thousands of years, we've added a second skin of clothing to help us deal with the climate. And if clothes are our second skin, buildings are our third.
Just like clothing, the skin of a building should act like a layer between the conditions outside and the occupants inside.
Insulation is one of the most effective ways of minimizing heat entering a building and reducing it from leaving the building. And yet, the majority of buildings do not have enough insulation.
The amount of insulation in buildings is established by government codes and regulations.
In an increasingly energy-conscious world, building codes have increased the minimum requirements for insulation in buildings. Yet, in a lot of countries, those regulations either don't exist or aren't enforced, and the minimum requirements are often just not enough.
Another obvious solution is one that we're very familiar with: shade.
We know how effective shade can be, and yet so often this is not translated into our building designs.
As temperatures keep rising, the desire for sufficient shade is driving some innovative solutions for buildings.
We're already seeing building facades retrofitted with secondary facade treatments, sun shading devices, and buildings within buildings. The strategic planting of a deciduous vine or removable awning or a shade cloth are effective strategies that you can easily implement in your own home.
Adapting buildings to change doesn't necessarily involve complex concepts.
These are simple solutions, but the challenge is that there are billions of buildings and each of them needs to adapt. In reality, that means that both designers and occupants need to start thinking differently, and we need to put our expectations under the microscope.
From the man who wears a suit to work when it's 40 degrees centigrade to the authorities responsible for building regulations, we can all do much more.
There may be no single solution, but by implementing many simple solutions, we have a chance of making a dramatic change in the way we live.
We may be seeking shelter from change, but it's only by embracing change that we'll find that shelter.